how to take altitude by sextant. This is our Earth, the celestial sphere. This is the ship and the celestial body. So make an imaginary line from the celestial body to passing through the eye of the observer like this, and make another line from the eye of the observer tangent to the Earth. So this is the angle which is measured by the sextant. Now, if we draw a line passing through the eye of the observer, a horizontal line like this, these are all imaginary lines. This one, and this one. So this horizontal line is known as sensible horizon. And this line, this is the sea horizon, this point. And you produce it, and this is the sky. So this is the horizon where the sea and the sky appear to meet. So after you have taken the sextant angle, that is sextant altitude, then this angle, which is the angle between sensible horizon and the sea horizon, is known as dip. This value of dip depends on the height of the observer, that is the distance from the sea to the eye of the observer. And this is obtained from a formula or from the tables, and that is applied to the sextant altitude. It is always negative because this angle has to be subtracted from this total angle. So it is always negative. And then what you get is apparent altitude. That is this angle. This is apparent altitude. Now if you make another line from the center of the earth to the celestial body, this line, then this small angle is known as total correction. This is also obtained from the tables. It's a small angle. Now if you see this triangle, this is the exterior angle of that triangle. Now you make another line passing through the center of the earth and parallel to the sensible horizon like this. This is known as rational horizon. And this angle is known as true altitude. Finally, we have to find out this value of true altitude, which will give us the distance of the ship from the GP. This is the GP, as you can see. We can call it small x. GP is the point on the Earth's surface when you make a line from the celestial body to the center of the Earth. Wherever that line crosses the Earth's surface, that is the GP. So this is the GP. We can call it x, small x. Now in this rectangle, if you have any any triangle, the exterior angle is equal to the sum of the two interior angles. If this is z, this is x, this is y, then z is equal to x plus y. Now in this triangle, this is the exterior angle. And another thing is, these two lines are parallel. So two parallel lines, and you have a third line like this. So corresponding angles are equal. If this is x, this is also x. So in these two parallel lines, and this is the third line, if this is true altitude, then this angle is also true altitude, which we have to measure. And as per this, exterior angle is equal to sum of two interior. So true altitude would be equal to this angle plus this angle. This is the rectangle we are talking about. This rectangle, this triangle. So in this triangle, exterior angle is equal to this angle, which is total correction, plus this angle, which is apparent altitude. And this value we have already got. So extent altitude minus 2. So true altitude is equal to apparent altitude, that is this, plus total correction. Apparent altitude is already calculated. Apply total correction, which is always to be added to apparent altitude, and then what you get here is true altitude. Let's say it is 40 degrees. So this angle is 40 degrees, true altitude. This angle is also same, 40 degrees. Now this is the position of the observer of the ship. Same thing. We can call it small z. Extend this line up to the celestial sphere. You can call it big Z. And this celestial body, if small x is extended, you can call it big X. Big X is the position of the celestial body, and its corresponding position on the earth is the small x, which is the GP, geographical position. And Z is the position which we want to find out. Now this value is true altitude, which we have seen is, on this case, let's assume it is 40 degrees. If this is 40, then what is this angle? This angle is 90 degrees, because this is a vertical line, this is a horizontal line. So this angle is 90 degrees minus true altitude. So this angle is known as zenith distance, which is always 90 degrees minus true altitude. So in this case, it is 90 minus 40, because we have assumed true altitude 40, which is now 50 degrees. So this angle is 50 degrees. This is 40 and this is 50. So zenith distance, this word has come from Z. Z means zenith of the observer. The position of the observer extended to the celestial sphere, or the point on the celestial sphere which is directly on top of the observer, is known as zenith. So now we have to calculate the distance from GP to the ship. That is, we have to calculate the length of this arc. And then we will get the distance of, that will be the distance of the ship from the GP. And from here you can make the position circle, what I showed in the earlier video. And if you make two position circles, wherever they intersect, that's the position of the ship, as I mentioned in the earlier video. Now zenith distance is, in this case, let's say 50 degrees. So now we have to go to the definition of nautical mile. Now the definition of nautical mile, if you have the earth or any sphere which has got a radius of 4000 miles, and you make an angle at the center of the earth, this angle, whose value is 1 upon 60 degrees, then the length of this arc is known as 1 nautical mile. This is the definition of nautical mile. If you measure this arc on the earth or any sphere where you have a diameter of 4000 miles, this value will exactly come to 1852 meters. So 1 nautical mile is always 1852 meters because the length of this arc is 185. So now we have to calculate this length of this arc zx, which is the distance of ship from the GP x. So now if this angle is 1 upon 60 degrees, this is the same arc. So if this angle is 1 upon 60 degrees, then the length of the arc is length of this arc or length of this arc, let's say, is 1852 meters, or you can say 1 nautical mile. But just now we saw that this angle is not 1 upon 60 here. Here it is 1 upon 60, but this angle is more. It is this was 40, this was 50. So if this angle is 1 degree, the length of the arc is 1 upon 60, which is equal to 60 nautical miles. And if this angle is 50 degrees, what we got from the sextant, then this arc, which is the distance of the ship from the GP, is equal to 60 multiplied by 50 nautical miles, which is equal to approximately 3000 nautical miles. So you got the distance of the ship from the geographical position, which is 3000, and then you can make a circle on the world chart. This is the world chart. You can plot the GP and you can make a circle which has a diameter of radius of 3000 nautical miles. This circle, ship is somewhere on this circle, which is called a position circle. Then you make another circle using another celestial body. Wherever they cut, the ship is either here or here. So this is how position is calculated using the sextant.